Well, hello, graduates. I'm Ben Friedman, and myself and Bessie Schwartz are proud and honored to be your 2014 class speakers. Before we start, we'd just like to say a quick word of thanks to all the faculty and staff who have supported and guided us over the last 2 years. Thank you. I'd like to talk to you about identity. While doing structural geology fieldwork in the Sangre de Cristo Range in the summer of 2008, during one of the last evenings listening to the gurgling Huerfano River and watching the sun disappear in flames behind the mountains, I found myself asking the question, how do I save this place? I found I was more interested in protecting the wild landscape than studying it. Field camp turned into the first steps of my still nascent career, a job at the Wilderness Society where I worked with other conservation advocates for the creation of new national monuments, including, eventually, Rio Grande del Norte, whose headwaters literally spring from my research site in Huerfano. I suspect you all have a story of how a connection to nature has led you here. Some brief but sharp memory, a kernel of knowing in your mind. The taste of a grandmother's cooking, the mountain outside your window, the canoe on the lake at sunrise, the summer abroad, the teacher, the mentor, the friend. Perhaps the lore of why you sit here today is not as explicit as my Sangre de Cristo story, but it's there. And I encourage you to think about the memories that you associate with your environmental origins and the physical places that are associated with times in your life that you have loved. I would call this use of deriving identity from nature as a part of Aldo Leopold's land ethic. If we have an awareness of how the natural world has shaped us, then we are more likely to be its steward and to conduct our lives in a manner that is in harmony with nature. Leopold said, "We abuse land because we regard it as a commodity belonging to us. When we see land as a community to which we belong, we may begin to use it with love and respect." Today, the conversation of how to engage the larger public in understanding and caring for environmental issues is often economic in nature. We discuss the number of jobs created by the outdoor industry, ways to drive down the cost of clean energy and the long-term savings, discuss the economic benefits in selling the myriad rights and uses a piece of land possesses. Ecosystem services is probably the two-word combination most heard in Croon Hall besides free food. This economic frame is clearly compelling. Protecting nature for human benefit can be far stronger than protecting nature for nature's sake. But I entreat you to remember the land ethic. The land ethic possesses a value too. There is a value in your first swim in a lake or ocean, in your first summit or harvest, in the special joy imparted by sharing an urban park on the first day of real spring with others emerging from hibernation. That value is revealed in our careers. Our connection to some facet of the natural planet has instilled in us a sense of duty. Imbued with an understanding of the significance of nature, we feel a responsibility to turn our love for the natural world into a lifetime of stewardship on its behalf. If the land ethic can be wielded to sustain both inspiration and identity and a career path, then Leopold would surely be glad to see this emergent 21st century frame of environmentalism and its connection to her human benefit, how a land ethic can support and grow an economy. But for this economics land ethic to succeed, everyone must recognize the tremendous formative and economic force that nature can provide, withhold if destroyed. And so the existence of a clean and healthy natural world must be aggressively defended. And you are all choosing to do that, turning a personal love for the natural world into a career. What is special about our crowd is that we have chosen a career based on love. What an extraordinary concept that is. Our professional identities are rooted in a personal conviction that is intimately tied to our deepest joys. Remember that joy when the work is overwhelming. It is truly daunting to work on issues that on a daily basis remind you of your own fleeting mortality and minute size, that problems that we wish to solve will play out on a geologic timescale. We are a group intimately aware of massive scale. Parts per million, the acreage rate of deforestation, differences in climate in the Eocene 3 million years ago versus the Cretaceous 65 million years ago. The armor guarding us from the huge challenges of Earth-sized problems is our love. And we are truly thinking like the mountain, making our mark on a landscape, on a place, for millennia. The decisions we make and the work we do today will bring joy to those long after we are gone. Us and the mountain, we are playing the ultimate long game. Mount Loren, Mount Madsen, Simmons Peak, Jonah Mountain. Our stewardship of the planet today will impact the world on a timeline beyond our years. I hope you continue to choose to do good, to translate the joy you have derived from nature into work. And remember, your impact will be as lasting as a mountain's earthly tenure, long beyond your lifetime.